Hey Grandma, how's it going? So I'm in a biology class this semester, and guess what we're learning about? Well, we've learned a lot. Yes, we've learned about that too. But we're learning about pneumonia. You ever heard of pneumonia, Grandma? Oh, your friend Ruth died of it? Yeah, actually, a lot of people in the U.S. are dying from pneumonia. It's a pretty common cause of death. Um, do you know what causes pneumonia? Yeah, so it causes pneumonia. It can be a variety of different things. It can be a bacterial infection, it can be a viral infection. And what ends up happening is it's inflammation in your lungs. So it can be at any point, kind of any part of your lungs, but it's especially a problem when it gets down to the very end parts of your lungs called the air sacs, where oxygen and gases are exchanged. And so if you get a lot of fluid and inflammation in there from an infection, that can affect your ability to breathe. And a lot of times pneumonia is caused from the flu. So, flu, it's a viral infection. And what can happen is that viral infection can either make its way down to your lungs and you then have pneumonia, where it gets into your lungs, or it can even weaken your immune system enough to where a bacterial infection can get into your lungs, and then that causes that inflammation. And so that's why, when you hear people talking about flu shots, and I'm sure you've known a lot of people dying from the flu, a lot of times it's because they're dying from the pneumonia that comes from the flu. And so that's why flu shots are really, emphasized, especially for younger children and elderly like you, because we don't want you to die from pneumonia or just die from the flu itself. And so there's a lot of things that we can do to prevent pneumonia, like flu shots, but also just simply washing your hands. And a big thing we do is school closure. So if we know that there's been a high incidence of flu that's above a certain number, then they'll start maybe shutting down schools to prevent pneumonia from spreading too far. But the biggest thing I think you can do is just take care of yourself. Get your flu shot. Make sure you get enough sleep. Sleep helps your immune system. So if you have a strong immune system, then you're less likely to catch an infection in the first place, something like the flu, and then much less likely to then, catch pneumonia. And so,
I don't go to school.
All right, you're not in school. That's fine, but still, let me explain to you some more about. I'll tell you more about the flu virus itself. So the flu virus, what happens is it gets inside your cells and it starts replicating, and then it'll break out and start infecting new cells. And what can happen is different strains of the flu virus can infect your cells easier than others, and certain types are more deadly than others. And what can happen is these flu viruses will exchange their DNA with each other, to where you then have so maybe you have a flu virus that is able to infect your cells really easily, and then you have a flu virus that's really deadly. Maybe it really can cause pneumonia, and so those two viruses can exchange their DNA with each other, and then you have this super virus.
No.
Maybe like an H1N1. Yeah, it can be pretty scary.
Can we talk about squirrels?
Squirrels? Sure.